what time it is.
What time is it, dude?
It's time for What If.
Volume 6?
Sure, I have no idea.
I think it's volume 6.
I think it is, but you talk. Wait, you talk about it. I forgot I wasn't in front of the mic. You talk about it. I'm gonna show off this sick What If jar that my wife made. We had it last time, but we're giving Casey a big old shout out.
Yeah, she just finished it today.
Casey Mang Designs. That's her business, and she made this sick thing for us. I'm gonna show you guys close on the camera.
By the way, she makes all of our art.
Yeah, everything.
And she partners with my wife. I'll go ahead and talk about this while he's showing it. You know, we did this last time too, right? But keep doing it. Like,
show it off.
Yeah, we did. But who cares?
Okay.
I walked up there, but fuck it. It's our jar, baby. So Casey, Nick's wife, partners with my wife, and they work together a lot on like the digital branding sort of thing. So if you like what we put out as far as visual content for our podcast, go check out Casey Ming Design. She's very gifted, and she has an eye for very unique, like just popping.
Yeah, she made
eye-popping art.
She made the lady. She made this. She made the crystals. Metatron's cube. The Bigfoot up
all
there.
All of our podcast art. You know, she's very good at that. So, shout out Casey. She's in the other room, like, oh, they're talking about me.
So, also, this is a little bit of a special what if, because today we are only going to be pulling from the Patreon jar. Yeah, this one is the one that we put the submissions in that our Patreon give us in our Discord.
This jar is fucking awesome.
It's so cool. She put like Crystal King at the top.
The alien has a third eye. Yeah, Crystal King. What if?
I'm on there somewhere.
Joker equals Alex.
Nice.
Joker equals Alex.
There's like 7 pyramids.
We got to change that to Joker equals Alexter for sure. For sure, we got to change that.
No, it's fine.
No, we're definitely changing that. We're definitely changing that.
You ready to hop right in? I've already got one in my fingers.
Let's go. So thank you so much. This is as a thank you to our Patreon members. Thank you so much
now,
for
I really
supporting
hope
the
our
show.
wives wrote their usernames down. All right, here we go. I already recognize this, Omi. Ooh, this is a good one. Uzi I. Uzi_I.
Love you, Uzi.
What if every single thought we have becomes a reality somewhere in the multiverse? Dude, that's crazy. That's like kind of like Sonic 2. Like, it's not necessarily a
That's the new golden standard for this show.
Did I not tell you that is my favorite movie of the year?
All right, I'm making a new bingo card.
Yeah, there you go.
I love this movie.
By the way, shout out JC. He is the one that made the bingo card.
JC Miller?
I just looked at it.
No way.
It was JC.
Thank you,
Yep.
JC.
Shout out JC.
He's a buddy of ours from high school.
From high school.
And
me and him go back to elementary school.
Yeah. See, because I came to school after, in middle school. I met y'all in middle school, and we all rode the bus together.
Big shout out JC.
He's just
he made the bingo card.
He was just like the sweetest kid back then. I mean, I knew him as a kid.
Yeah, he's the nicest guy. The nicest.
Yeah, he really is. Thank you, JC. I just get so busy. I didn't connect that was him.
Well, I just after we did the last episode, I just went and looked, and it was him. He said he's gonna make more of them.
Heck yeah, love it. Keep them coming.
Okay, so what if your thoughts manifest as reality in the multiverse?
Somewhere they become let me check. They become a reality somewhere in the multiverse.
I in my opinion, I feel like if you follow the thread of the multiverse, that is inherently true. Inherently, without a question, because the whole concept of the multiverse, is that there are infinite universes. Infinite, where every little micro variation of every single detail, like there's a multiverse right now, there's an alternate universe right now where everything in our entire lives is exactly the same, except that light stand is slightly more askew. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's quite literally infinite.
That means there's one where I'm on the couch.
We don't talk about that one. We do not talk about that universe. It goes very poorly.
There's one where you're on the couch, but you have hot dogs for fingers.
Yeah, like from everything.
Yeah, from the movie. Yeah. Well, they weren't literally.
You can't
hot dogs,
skip lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Just eat your finger. I kind of tend to think about this a little differently. Like, how could we ever, at this current understanding, like prove there's a multiverse or whatever? And I don't know a whole lot about what's accepted to be, the multiverse concept or whatever from an esoteric lens. But what I come back to is kind of like that alchemical as above, so below, hermetic thought, like the principle of correspondence, that every level of reality is connected to each other and affects one another energetically. And I tend to think like for example, if you have a thought that's charged by a particular emotion, it's going to affect you not only in the physical level, it's going to, store trauma in the body and raise your heart rate and maybe make you feel anxiety. Like if you have like an upset thought, you have like your heart can race and people can literally manifest panic attacks and diseases and shit like that. But on the same side, you could also manifest like deep-rooted psychological subconscious blocks, or you could say that's manifesting as damage or negative psychic
Trauma,
energy in the
like
spirit realm. So like that's how I tend to see the multiverse, is the concept that there are all these different underlying layers of reality that kind of make this whole big picture play out in front of us,
Yeah. I mean, I truly believe that our thoughts in this universe, in this reality, affect our reality. I really believe that. In one capacity or another. Maybe, obviously it's not that like we think of something and it's immediately a reality in this realm.
It's like the butterfly effect, like your thoughts and how they take a very subtle effect in changing the observable reality.
They also talk about that in Ted Lasso, interesting enough.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Yeah, so I would say you're right on the money, Uzi. I would say for sure, in my opinion at least.
Money shot.
Huh?
He made a money shot. He's right on the money. Isn't that what that means?
Alex goes, what?
That is what that means.
Okay. All right, sure. That's definitely what that means, right? Ryan, you're such a pure, untainted soul. You're such a pure little boy. I love it.
Or
what?
I'm just fucking with you.
All right, my turn. Good one, Uzi. Very good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
That's a money shot.
I was right on the shot, man.
Oh, we only have like a couple more in here.
No, there should be like 5 or 6.
Okay.
That's enough for a full episode.
All right. Just put me on a place then.
This is so weird.
For the first time ever, bring Bledsoe Said So out of your screens and into your home. That's right, folks. It's about time you started repping that new age drip. Our signature sigil hat is now available to order. It's perfect for hiding your crystals. Hell, it's the perfect container for your favorite cereal. Don't be selfish. Share it with your pets. It's one size fits most. If you order now, we'll hook you up with this premium Bledsoe Said So sticker. Visit BledsoeSaidSo.com and treat yourself to a brand new signature sigil hat. One more time, that's BledsoeSaidSo.com. Order now! Order now at BledsoeSaidSo.com.
Bang.
Done and done.
Oh, hey. Here we go. All right. This one is from Big Mucus.
Big Mucus. Oh, he's kind of like newer to the Patreon.
I believe so.
Yeah.
And may I just say, Big Mucus? Big Mucus? I'm very happy to have you around. He's very active in the Discord. He's always sharing memes. I mean, most of the people in the Discord are, but shout out Big Mucus. Thanks
shout
for
out,
the submission. Homie. Here we go. This one, ... is for Alex.
The dude behind the camera?
No way.
This one's for Alex. All right, you ready? Alex, you ready?
I guess so.
What if Inner Earth is real?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
No,
come on.
Okay, if it is real, it has to do with Antarctica.
Oh,
I
my
agree.
God.
And
I agree.
I was just telling one of my buddies.
Start from the beginning because I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, and that sounds awesome.
Haven't you seen Godzilla vs. Kong?
I have.
Let's just do a whole episode and I'll take time to prepare for it.
Okay.
I think that would be a fun one.
Yeah, because we could go into Godzilla vs. King Kong. I know you probably don't care about that movie, but it'll be relevant.
Or have I seen it? But
it'll
hey,
be
what's
relevant.
new?
That's what the whole movie's about. Dude.
Yeah, but apparently there's a lot of literature that the Nazis had where they were obsessed with Antarctica and this idea of inner Earth and this idea that it's like this oasis paradise, if I'm kind of correct there.
Yes.
And there's a lot of weird stuff with Antarctica, and I like it's on my bucket list. Like I really
So
want to go there.
So in this like Inner Earth theory or whatever you want to call it, what's the significance of Antarctica? Is that the entrance? Is that like the entrance to the
That's what's
Earth?
believed. They believe that there is an 8th continent that's larger than all the other ones that's beyond Antarctica. And again, this is one of those theories that's like claimed by, there was an admiral named William Byrd back in the 1940s. He actually had a fleet in like the American military back during World War II. And he led some sort of expedition out to Antarctica. And he came back and he claimed that there was an entire massive continent bigger than all the others beyond Antarctica that was luscious green forests and I want to say that might be where the inner Earth thing came from.
Beyond
maybe I'm
Antarctica?
mixing.
Like on the surface?
Yeah, just like you know, nobody can just go to Antarctica really.
Right.
But he was saying like if you push through and like you go
Like there's like a wall. Something about
Yeah,
the big
something like a
if you
wall,
scale
yeah.
the wall.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Anyway, like
the Hyperboreans from Greek myth, he was alleging that they may have come there if that was ever such a thing. That it could have been like the ancient Hyperborea that was talked about by the
Dude,
Greeks.
we definitely should do.
There's
an
a lot of
episode
material
about
there.
this.
Yeah, and we could relate it to Godzilla vs Kong.
And that would be an awesome one for Alex to like head up the research on. Would
Yeah,
you,
that's
would,
a great
would you
idea.
want to do that?
yeah.
Let's do
Oh,
that.
I do
Let's do
think
that.
I feel like I read somewhere too that there's a lot of 1%ers who have Antarctica on their flight logs,
Definitely.
and that there's
Presidents
like
go
some
there.
secret buildings and bases and stuff like that. And the way that I think about it a lot, like if you think about it, right, it wasn't that long ago in human history when America wasn't on the map.
That's
Yeah,
true.
just a
That's
couple
right.
hundred
and,
years
and
or
you,
so.
Few
and
hundred
someone
years,
goes out on the water, and next thing you know, they found this whole new land that didn't exist before.
Yeah.
And you know, we think we have everything figured out because from the moment that we're introduced to public school, it's like, hey, this is the world and that's it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Who really knows?
that's what was going on in elementary school when Christopher Columbus was in elementary
Yeah.
school. You know,
Yeah.
like if it's there, there's obviously a reason that they'd want to hide that from people, and you would never know it's there. You'd never go looking
Maybe
for
that's like where the Atlanteans went or something.
I don't know.
it. There's something up, man.
There's another theory there, which is like there may be the entrance. There's a whole alternative theory that, and I don't necessarily subscribe to this, but it's very fascinating, and I particularly just don't research it a whole lot because
Sure.
I'm the kind of person who believes, how the fuck are we ever going to know what the true state of the Earth is? Why obsess about it? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's why I like hearing about flat Earth. I don't believe it. It's interesting. I like hearing about hollow Earth. I like hearing about inner Earth, whatever. I just don't really care because how will I ever really know?
You can't really.
You can't
like,
know.
corroborate or,
Right,
or
right.
figure that out yourself.
Right. But it's fascinating. And there are people that believe that the Earth is actually hollow and then there's not really like a mantle and a core and all that. And that the entrance is in Antarctica and that they believe that's like some race of beings live down there or some shit. And that's where people
is
lose
that
me.
where the what's it called, Anunnaki or something? Does that have anything to do with that? Weren't the Anunnaki like some weird like race that lived underground or something?
Well, the thing about the Anunnaki comes from like ancient Sumerian tablets, and it's part of the ancient like Babylonian, Sumerian, like pre-Western civilization religion, and their clay tablets describe these ancient like godlike race of beings who supposedly came down and created mankind as slaves to mine gold. But then you get into who supposedly translated that message from the tablets, Zechariah Sitchin, and he was like pretty much discovered to be a fraud. So like that story might
that
not
the-
even mean a fucking thing. So
Is it? Did you say Zachariah
Zechariah.
Sitchin? Is that the
Sitchin.
guy that had like some weird thing cut out of his hand? Or
No,
something?
that's Phil Schneider. That's like some rinky-dink alien story for some guy went to Area 51 and like battled aliens or some shit.
I remember way.
He had a laser blaster battle with Greys underground, damn it.
Exactly.
But he's the government employee out there talking about it. I
Right.
don't fucking buy that
I
shit.
remember pre 2012, pre the lady.
Yeah.
You and your dad
Like
were
researching this, like
researching
trying to
it,
figure out
yeah.
what was going on. Yeah,
the
yeah.
Anunnaki, and you guys tell. I remember sitting in the red
I
room.
used to obsess about it.
Sitting with your dad in the red room and us talking about Anunnaki for hours.
Yeah, it's like you're seeing entities and shit, and then you go on the internet and you're trying to figure out. But then in 2012, they came and they were like, you know, this is what's up. And the lady said who
Set
they
it
were.
straight.
Yeah, said it straight. Yeah, there was a period where I was like from 13 to 18, I was obsessively studying everything on the internet about aliens and things like that. And I read one of Zechariah Sitchin's books, but then I did the research in the guy, and it turns out he was like called out as like hoaxing his translations anyway. So I don't buy any of the Anunnaki stuff. I think with every ancient religion, it's just metaphor about interacting with the divine, and people look at shit too literal. But
so the Anunnaki were a part of a religion
like the Sumerian belief system,
Gotcha.
very ancient,
right?
Proto civilization, like before Egypt potentially.
Sick.
Sumer was like the first civilization, like Babylon.
Mhm.
I think. I think Persia may have been.
Some of our favorite bands are on Sumerian records.
Yeah, like Born of Osiris and shit like that.
All right.
Great question. You got anything else you want to add to it?
Yeah, before we go, or before to the next question, I mean, if anybody out there listens to the show who runs some sort of Antarctica charter or has any sort of way to go to Antarctica, please hit my line.
Yeah, hit my line.
My line is 555.
DM anybody on the show. DM the show. I don't care. Get in touch with me. I want to go. I'll cook. I'll clean. I'll do it.
Yeah. One more thing before we move on. Remember Transformers?
Yeah.
That's what it was about.
Oh shit.
You remember?
Yeah.
What was his name? The main character. Whatever.
Optimus Prime.
No. Yeah, you're right.
Sam Witwicky.
Witwicky, yeah. His like great grandfather or something led like one of the first big like whatever you want to call it, like what's the word I'm looking for? Exploration. Expedition. You got it.
I got it.
To Antarctica, and under the ice in Antarctica, they found like the Allspark. They found like all these like hints and clues about this ancient civilization of these higher beings and shit. Like,
well, dude,
that's the same.
I know you haven't probably seen it yet, but The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing, same concept. They go out to like, I think it's Antarctica, and it's trapped in ice. The Thing is.
Hey, that's another one we should put on the movie night list.
Oh, I've already thought about that. That Color Out of Space, like horror movies that are approachable and they're not like really, really scary. Because The Thing. It's really not scary. It's just old like creature effects. It's fun.
I've seen clips from it and it looks awesome.
It is.
I love old like practical effect horror.
Oh my god, that movie's the pinnacle. Movie's the pinnacle.
I gotta watch that.
That movie
and honestly,
is life-changing.
I'm holding out for the Omies. I want my first time watching it to be movie night with the Omies.
That's a movie I can accept that because it's like you don't really need to listen. It's just all the effects. It'll be fun to watch and talk over.
Alex, would you like to pull one? Pull one.
I'd be honored.
But you do realize in Godzilla versus Kong, they go into the inner Earth.
Yeah,
remember? And
absolutely.
It's a portal to another world.
Yeah, there was like that weird gravity shift. Remember? Like
they go through a portal.
Yeah. That was a sick movie.
That'd be a good movie night.
Yes.
I'm telling you, bro. We'll do it this week. Maybe Monday after our meeting. We'll just create a movie night channel and we'll just flood it with potential movie nights and we'll never run out. And we'll just poll. What are we doing this week? Here's 3. Pick.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
For sure. All right, Alex, what you got?
All right. It comes to us from Antenna Angry.
What's up, bro? He was at the movie night last
night.
He's one of the Omies.
Big shout out.
Well, they're all Omies.
Of course.
You know what I mean.
All of you are Omies.
But he was there last night. Like,
yeah. Thank you, Antenna.
And we've kind of touched on this before. I like this question a lot. What if the beings are terrified of us because when we developed nukes, the destruction bled into their realm? What if that's why they harass the military folk and bless the peaceful folk?
Well, I think
that's exactly.
I think he heard me say that publicly, probably because I've been saying that for years.
So yes,
that's what they told my dad. They didn't say they were scared of us, though. They're not scared of us. They're
trepidatious. They're they're like they got their eyes on us or whatever.
Yeah, like they know and understand that we're a very savage, barbaric race who as a general collective doesn't necessarily hold regard for life. Like, think about it. There are millions of people around the world posting videos of seeing orbs and these light things in the sky, and everyone is so tuned in to, oh, everybody, sit down, shut the fuck up. Let's listen to our magic talking box where our government heroes are going to tell us, like, how to be afraid of them next. Oh, this week they were jamming our radar. UAPTF task force, it's the stupidest fucking thing. They're like, NASA is assembling the first ever task force. They've been coming to my house since 2008. Fucking liars.
That's all
NASA's assembling the first task force, and they're jamming our radars.
They're jamming.
They're clogging our airspace, and they're abducting and molesting and killing people and torturing them and mutilating them and peeling their skin off and blah, 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 fucking lying, blah, blah, blah.
Go off, Ryan.
It pisses me off. And it's like people have such low regard for other life. Like the fact that there may be another sentient life form beyond the veil, and we're just being prepped to fear them before, and that's, if we have that fear mindset, we'll never interface with them.
Yeah. Fear is the mind killer, and this is a mind-led realm. And so the way that I kind of like the first time you told me about what the lady said, and that these entities are really afraid of humanity ruining other realms,
ourselves too,
because of these nukes. The way that hit me was like mass death in such instantaneous bursts like that. It just fucks up the equilibrium. It fucks up the collective conscious. It sends waves of negativity.
Extreme negative psychic energy.
Yeah, exactly. It's trauma. Literally rippling trauma throughout the entire collective consciousness. I mean, think about it. For each person that dies in a nuclear blast in that one instant, boom, thousands dead. Immediately, for each of those people, that sends a ripple through their families, their friends,
collective consciousness,
their communities. And it goes from, if 1,000 people die in the immediate impact of a nuke, that just went from 1,000 to potentially hundreds of thousands. And obviously, nukes kill way more than that. And so it's like a massive wave of harsh, negative, dark energy all at one instant.
Yeah.
Like that is
it's profoundly dark. Yeah. And that's what the entities told me. I know we've said this over and over, but it's relevant to the question. That's what the entities told my dad, was that that's why they came in the 50s and started making them like stop or try to make them stop testing nukes, and they went beneath ground with them, because every time they detonate a blast, not only is like what you said, it wipes out life, and it just snuffs out thousands of souls in an instant, but it's also harming entities, maybe that exist on the psychic plane in another reality.
I wonder how that is, like how that plays out. Like,
well, they're splitting atoms.
Right.
They're splitting fundamental.
It's unnatural. It's unnatural.
They're splitting fundamental particles that hold reality together.
The building blocks of life. Yeah. That's a good point. It's completely unnatural.
Yeah.
They're doing something that arguably never should have been done.
It should not have been done, yeah.
Yeah, because
I think nukes are terrible.
Yeah, who even knew that was a possibility? And dude, if you look at the writings of like Albert Einstein after working on the Manhattan Project, he was like racked with grief.
He was like, it's the worst thing I ever did, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what's sad? Like, I remember going to school and learning from like the Rockefeller school system, the history of nukes and how we like ended the war. And you're like, yeah,
America,
like, we're fucking awesome. We can nuke people. Like, and then you grow up and you think about that, and you're like,
that's evil.
That's terrible.
It's evil.
It's evil. Yeah.
It really is just horrifically evil. Looking at like the history books and seeing there's all of a sudden this moment in the 1940s where all of a sudden
hundreds of thousands of lives were snuffed out like that.
And like the argument can certainly be made. Who knows how bad it would have gotten or could have gotten. But I mean, in my personal opinion, I just don't know if that justifies such.
It doesn't. It's a very
thing.
Stupid argument to say that the answer to violence is even more violence. That just gets us right back to where we were in the first place. It perpetuates the cycle.
Change your mind, Nick.
Okay.
I do, from what I understand, the Hiroshima bombings are probably the reason I'm here.
Oh, yeah, that's a weird story.
So my grandfather was set to invade the next day had they not dropped the bomb.
Wow.
Well, everything we just said is wrong. I was just kidding.
No,
that's
profound. It's just so
weird
to look at both sides. Like, it's just a pivotal moment in history, and what had happened if it happened, what had happened if it didn't happen.
Man, them nukes are still affecting people.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
It's just weird.
It's really everything about nukes is just wrong. It's just wrong. It casts shadows on the ground, like permanent shadows where bodies were. Radiation still to this day. Hiroshima and Nagasaki, there's still radiation. And like even Chernobyl, like where they were working on the nukes, like you can't go anywhere near.
Isn't it funny? This is a cool cultural study, and it's not that deep. It's just it's just a very obvious thing. Like following the war, after the 40s, I'm not exactly sure when Godzilla and that kind of media came out. Like maybe the 60s, maybe the 50s, like Ultraman, the super like kaiju epic battle
OG Godzilla,
shows.
Yeah,
Was it 50s? 60s?
It's around then.
Okay,
I don't know exactly.
It's just crazy when you look at post-nuclear Japan and how in all of their pop culture media, this, like the fantasy type science fiction stuff, anything with like the nuclear radiation is bad. It's monsters. It's dark, scary, like Godzilla, like this dragon.
Wait, Alex, when did the first Godzilla come out? All right, go ahead.
And then the American media it creates like superheroes and shit.
Yeah,
They're these glorious gods who are like the benefactors of humanity, protecting them with their ultimate power. It's just funny. We drop the nukes on Japan, and then you see the split and how it's portrayed in pop culture. It's just really kind of shocking when you think about it like that.
1954.
1954. So 9 years after the bombs.
The first one or two Godzillas were black and white.
Yeah.
Old. And
I've seen some of the classics. They're pretty cool.
They're so great. I mean, they're so iconic.
I fucking love Godzilla.
Yeah,
dude.
obviously watching them now is like, that's obviously just a guy in a really bad suit. But like, it's still awesome. I love watching old movies and like putting my head in that era and trying to, like trying to see it through the lens.
You will love The Thing then.
Yeah,
that movie is so good.
I really want to see that.
It's classic. It's timeless.
One of the guys in the movie night from the other night mentioned some newer movie that was shot on really old cameras. And I don't remember the exact plot, but
I don't either.
He recommended it to us.
Was it the Jonestown one?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes, 100%. That was the one. It sounded.
It's not called Jonestown. It's called Sacrament.
Yeah. That's
we should watch. We should watch that one. Not as a movie night necessarily.
Sure.
I'd actually just like to watch it.
No. That I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. Like The Lighthouse.
Oh
my God, dude.
So good.
Oh my God. That was another one we talked a lot about on the movie night. And how it's totally not for everybody. Like that
definitely not. It's another level of cinematography that
you kind of have to be willing to like remove your current bias of how movies are and should be and put it in like, put your mind back in like a 1940s, 1950s mindset.
I think and I could be wrong. I saw it like maybe the day it came out. It was on stream immediately. So it's been a while. But I want to say there are literally only 2 humans in the entire movie, right? Except for maybe like an extra in the background in a flashback. Like it's basically only Pattinson and Dafoe, right?
I think so.
Like for 99% of the movie, which is groundbreaking.
Oh, dude. Yeah. It's like that's the definition of playing the pauses, showing the reality of the situation. Like how they're like farting like the whole first half of the movie.
But I'm telling you, I started looking into the movie, not because of that, but
because of the farting.
Well, no, not because of that.
No, that was Alexter.
Yeah, that's Alexter. Yeah. No, but I started looking into the mythology of the movie because, I was like, what is this about?
It's the story of Prometheus.
And Proteus.
Yeah.
And I figured that out because they straight up say the name Proteus, which I had never heard of, and Prometheus. Yeah. And then he's like being pecked by the ravens or whatever, or seagulls maybe in the movie.
Yeah.
Because they're at the beach.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so cool. I was like, wow, I really want to know what this is all about. Is this esoteric? And naturally it was.
Extremely.
It was, yeah, for 100%. And
also a little Lovecraftian too.
Which is esoteric.
Exactly.
Yeah, we did a whole episode on that one.
Like the creepy mermaid,
Yeah, and like the unknowable form in the lighthouse when it blinds him. Yeah, that was so cool. But like the reason he included all of the vile, like the farts and the burps and the nasty stuff was because he was trying to highlight the belief in the left-hand path occultism, these more like Elysian mysteries. And like, I get it. I'm not into left-hand path stuff, but it's still fucking cool that there's a reason that that's in the movie and it's because of this, it's awesome.
Just because it's not like light positive stuff
it's still art.
Doesn't mean you can't put it in a movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's still cool.
Yeah, there are movies about like Alex. I almost said Aleister Crowley.
I heard
Did you hear that?
I heard it. Yes, I did.
I'm sorry, Alex. There are movies about Aleister Crowley and like break off groups and cults of Aleister Crowley doing crazy fucked up shit. Like another one of Eggers' movies, The Witch, is very much about like dark evil. It's still art and it's still like,
it's a cool movie. It's like what we talked in the Cosmic Horror episode. It's very cool to analyze the duality
For sure.
You know, to see the dark side too, and like see the inspiration behind it. And it's just a movie. Like it's not like it's gonna reach out and fucking choke me or something.
That's why Qui-Gon and Emperor Palpatine are both so powerful, because they see both sides.
Yeah.
They have experience in both sides. And like Qui-Gon never like really dipped his toe in, but he did the research. He did all the research. And look who was the first one to become a Force ghost. Qui-Gon Jinn.
Which is canon now.
Yeah, we won't say anything else, but it is canon now. It is officially canon.
I feel like by the time this episode comes out, it'll have already been a whole month.
Okay.
The people that really wanted to see
the last episode of Obi-Wan. Spoiler alert.
So good.
Oh, 10 out of 10. It was incredible. But yeah, Qui-Gon.
I feel like that final episode far exceeded what I wanted it to be.
I would agree. Dude, that seeing Qui-Gon as a Force ghost resolved like the past 15, 20 years of like, you know, in episode 3, they're like, we found a way to commute with your old master.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, he's going to talk to Qui-Gon. Never see it until fucking.
And honestly,
finally.
like if anybody's shocked at that, if you haven't finished the show by this point, it's like the show opens with a clip from Star Wars 3. So it's like, you know, it's going to happen.
You know from the first
But it was
episode.
So tasteful how they did it.
Absolutely.
So tasteful.
So
and
satisfying.
mystical.
Yeah.
It's mystical and just emotional. It was so cool. And yeah, man, like we could go on and on. Didn't we say we might want to do a whole another Star Wars episode sometime soonish?
We have to, but
we've got
also basically every episode of the show is a Star Wars episode.
Pretty much.
Can you guys tell so far that we like Star Wars?
Means
we have red and blue lights.
I have red and blue lightsabers in there that we could use on the Star Wars episode. We could have a fucking battle on camera, bro.
I would love to.
Cool.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Alex?
Just kind of to reiterate, I don't think there's an episode that's gone by without Star Wars.
I don't.
There's probably been 2 or 3 out of the last 50.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Damn, isn't that crazy? We're past 50
I'd
now.
take the under on that.
You take
I'd take the under. It's definitely
the 2.
No, I'd say.
You think all of them?
I'd say there's probably a solid half an episode somewhere where you didn't bring up Star Wars.
Half an episode.
Probably, but it's good, man. Like Star Wars is good.
Yeah, it just happens. I think it's because it's the most
relevant,
prolific, and esoteric. It's the most accessible.
That's what I mean by relevant. I don't mean like everybody loves it. I mean it's relevant to the material.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything we talk about, it's in Star Wars in one way or another.
Yep.
And Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm.
You ready to move on to the next question?
Yes, sir.
I already had it pulled, just kind of waiting on it.
What
if? Wow, this is a cool question.
Oh snap!
What if beings of light communicate info in the solfeggio frequencies? Deadhead Can Man. Thank you so much. Is there anything? I thought there was something on the back.
Deadhead Can Man. Thank you.
That's a cool question. I don't necessarily. I've never thought about that.
Well, can I tell you something real quick?
Yeah.
Before you go on, I listen to solfeggio frequencies every night.
Same.
And often I hear an approximation of what sounds like voices. Like often, not every time, but often. I put them on. It's dark in my room. I close my eyes, and I swear I can hear like these whispered voices. You know, it's bizarre.
But it's inner.
Yeah. I hear it's almost like whispers in my head. Can't really ever make out what anyone's saying or whatever that might be. But you know what? Now that I think about it, I'm listening to it through my phone speakers, which does not give the full spectrum of the frequency. So maybe I should switch to listening to it through either headphones or a speaker, because then maybe I could make out what they're saying.
Well, my take on the frequency thing, to kind of, piggyback on that, I don't see it as. I've thought about this because I listen to them every night too. I'm just obsessed with them. Like I truly can't sleep without them anymore. Like
Same.
I have to put them on.
Same.
And anyway, so I don't necessarily think about it as like the beings or whomever communicating through the frequency. The way I see the frequencies is being literal archetypal expressions of sacred archetypes or maybe, geometrical patterns that literally constructed the universe. and they have certain effects on your mind, body, and spirit that put you in a state that is more open to communication from the divine, through your intuition. So it's more like, not that something is like in the frequency speaking to you. I think that shit's already inside of you. And I think we go throughout our life and we pick up negative psychic energy through stress, through a job, through whatever. Most people don't even know about that shit, don't even know it exists. They have no clue how to clear it or whatever. But if you do these practices that are very positive practices like crystals, affirmations, meditation, yoga, the sacred frequencies, they kind of realign you back into a state where you're more open to that intuitive communication with higher beings. And that's just my take on it. I mean, I couldn't know. That's just my thoughts. But.
Well, I mean, yeah, to explore it a little further, because this is a what if.
Yeah.
It's, if you think about it. So yeah, we know through what's it, cymatics? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
We know through cymatics that these frequencies, certain frequencies, literally manifest physical shapes.
Yeah, literally.
That's not even a metaphysical...
With precise math.
That's not a metaphysical theory. That's not some foo-foo weird shit. That's real. You can do it right now. You can go and spend $10.
And it can be repeated with 100% accuracy.
Exactly. Every time you get the same shapes with certain frequencies.
With mathematical precision.
Yeah. So, like you said, if those... frequencies, we know everything vibrates. Everything in this realm vibrates. And if a vibration can have that inverse effect where it can manifest a physical shape just from the vibration, then in my opinion, I think, it is summoning archetypal energy that calls to the building blocks of life and consciousness.
Yeah.
And take it a step further, light emits waves, light emits frequency, and if these light beings are these pure, concentrated, enlightened souls or whatever, these beings, they're vibrating at a high enough frequency to manifest as a ball of light. That, to me, that has to be, they have to be vibrating on one of these sacred frequencies, one of these building blocks of life.
Yeah.
And if that is happening, then who's to say that by them vibrating at a certain frequency and there's that same frequency vibrating next to you and therefore resonating with your physical body, then who's to say that doesn't open up a direct line of communication?
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to get weird with it.
Again, I'm just saying, I never thought about it like that, but makes sense.
I'm thinking about this off the fly right now. I'm just...
And then take that even a step further.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about.
Japanese scientist Dr. Masaru Emoto. He actually proved that water is conscious, and that when you speak to water, and I'm not just saying this for the joke, although it is a always relevant joke that eventually we will revive the crystal references in the show. They'll come back.
Oh, they
eventually.
They didn't go anywhere.
They're always with me.
They're in a dying
But Dr. Masaru Emoto
Yeah.
proved that when you crystallize water by freezing it, after communicating certain positive or negative messages to the water, the shape takes a profoundly different form. The form takes a profoundly different shape.
Day and night.
If you speak very positively, they would literally say things like prayer, love, peace,
you're beautiful,
happiness, you're beautiful,
I love you.
Yeah, I love you. They would say things like that to the water, and then they would freeze it and look at it under a microscope, and the patterns are beautiful, symmetric, just pleasing to the eyes. You look at it and you're just like, wow, this is beautiful. It's like elaborate snowflakes.
Mm-hmm.
And when they said things like, I hate you, you're ugly, curse you, die, death, they would say these nasty things to the water. Mm-hmm. The shapes are complete chaos. When they freeze it, same process. No symmetry. They're ugly. They're actually nasty, ugly shapes. And they're proving that the water holds conscious intention. So we know that the human body is roughly 90% water. How does that interact with the water, the shapes being made in the water in our molecules and in our cells when those frequencies are, those harmonious sacred archetypal frequencies are constantly being played in our presence. It's almost like it's restructuring us on a cellular fucking level, bro.
Yeah.
And that is esoteric science. That is occult science.
Yeah, and like the the really pretty symmetric shapes that are from the positive affirmations and stuff, they're all like it's all geometry. It's all like actual geometry and like actual shapes and geometry, and the negative ones are obtuse, and it's not straight lines or anything. It's curves, it's bubbles, it's
ugly.
It looks dark and murky, and it's none of it is these straight lines. It's all curves and like weird, disturbing looking shapes.
Just if you're interested, just Google Dr. He's a Japanese scientist, so Dr. Masaru Emoto. Actually, I have his book. I haven't read it yet, but it's called man, I can't remember the name of the book, but it's about this. It's him telling his story about him going through this. I just can't remember what it's called at the moment.
So think about
Hidden
that.
Messages in Water.
Hidden Messages in Water.
Nice.
Yes, I need to read the book.
So sorry, Nick, to cut you off.
No, please.
One of the because there's a chart if you go to the Google Images and it shows you like this is the word peace frozen, this is the word love frozen.
Right.
One of them is you make me sick. Right. So I've been thinking this popped up this week and like being careful of what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say next.
Because I like where I'm from, what I do, I say sick a lot is like that's cool.
Like,
hey,
yeah.
sick.
Same.
And
But
I'm now from this point forward gonna make an active effort to not say that.
I think intention matters too, though.
No, I
That's true. That's true.
It's-
I think. Honestly, I think intention is the only part that matters.
I don't know. Then
Possibly.
you should run your experiment. You should.
That's a
say
good
it
idea.
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
Say it the same word with different intentions.
That's
To freeze the water.
That's
But
a
I
good
don't have
idea.
like the microscope and shit to look at it, But I mean, it's a great idea. Great
Well,
idea. We could
Hey,
maybe.
go to the Patreon. We're gonna get a microscope.
Well, we're already talking about getting like a cymatics device.
There you go. Yeah.
We have big ideas.
The more funding we get, the more cool stuff we can do.
We could
like
actually
that.
do some of these experiments.
And also, they've run similar experiments with plants, where if you speak positive affirmations to them, they grow and blossom.
Also
Casey,
repeatable.
Casey does that with her plants. She's very into taking care of her plants. Dude, our cat Binks loves to eat Casey's plants.
So does Odin, our cat.
And he ruins them, a lot of them. And I mean, he has like shredded some of them and ate them to where like it's impossible to grow them back. But Casey gives them so much love and care and talks to them and like literally gives them positive affirmations. Like she'll be spraying it with water and be like, "You're doing great. You're beautiful.
So beautiful.
You're so beautiful. You're doing great. You're gonna be," and they will grow fully back, like in a matter of weeks. You would never be able to tell it was destroyed.
Meanwhile, my wife is always like, "Oh no, they're dying." She doesn't talk positive. They're dying.
Well, they've done experiments where if you talk mean to them and you say bad things to them, they'll die. It's harder to take care of them.
Yeah, and there's actually a control, and they would do 3. It was a neutral, don't say anything at all to the plants, and then the positive, and then the negative. And the neutral would grow like normal. The positive one would always grow more, and the negative one would die.
Yeah.
Yeah, you curse
All
the
right,
plant.
I need you to go in there and water that plant, and don't say a word to it.
Yeah, I imagine you like trying to get somebody to plant sit for you and just be like, water it 3 times a day, blah, 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 whatever.
Don't say a
Don't
fucking word.
fucking talk to my plants. Do not talk to my plants. I'll know if you talk to my plants.
I will know.
But back to what you were saying, Alex, about like the intention behind the words. Think about when you're really angry and you say something to someone with a bad intention. You feel it in your body.
Yeah.
You can feel
It's
them.
like the water molecules in your body.
And
I mean,
and also think about when somebody says things to you like that. You feel it. You feel it in your body. But have you ever felt that when somebody says, "Oh, that's sick"? No, you don't feel that, because it's like you know what they mean, and they know what they mean. So I'm wondering, and obviously I don't fucking know. I'm an idiot. I'm wondering if it's actually the only thing that matters is the intention.
Well, first of all, don't call yourself an idiot.
Yeah, we're talking about affirmations, and I just call myself an idiot.
yeah, your subconscious mind definitely took notes.
I
do think
actually
it's
felt it. I did feel it. That didn't feel good. I'm not an idiot. I'm a brilliant beautiful person.
There you go. Yeah, no, I do think it's subconscious though, regardless of intent.
Well, now we're
okay.
opening a
Personally.
whole nother conversation
Yeah.
with like the Twilight language and sacred mystical words and frequencies. And there are words that are believed to cause you to vibrate, but it's like positive stuff, like certain words that call like Om, E, certain mystical frequencies. But that's another conversation.
Do we have time for one more?
Oh yeah, we get plenty of time.
Okay, cool. Let's do another one. Another one.
Another one.
This one's from my wife, Casey. Love you, babe. Shout out. You're the best.
Hey, it's like the third reference to her this episode. She's
This is Casey's episode.
or maybe that was the last one we played. Casey making
Who
sounds.
knows?
I can't remember.
That was the
What-
jar, dude.
What if
Okay,
space made a
You're right.
sound similar to music? What song would it be?
You know who came up with that
It's
theory?
a two-parter. Who?
Pythagoras.
Okay, it just came right back to me.
Pythagoras did the allegory of the harmony of the spheres.
Right.
That was the whole thing with one of the big things with Pythagoras was he theorized that the celestial bodies were just like big notes in a cosmic song playing this theme of harmony.
It'd be
I-
classical music for sure.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think you're right. It would be like symphonic. You know, it would be like a symphony. Yeah. So let's dive into that because that's awesome. I immediately thought of like a bunch of things I want to talk about surrounding this. Number one, did you guys see that they recently, for the first time, captured the sound that a black hole makes?
No.
Yeah, they did.
That's
and,
cool.
And I'm not even saying this like I'm not bullshitting. It sounds like sacred frequencies.
Really?
It literally sounds exactly like sacred frequencies.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they essentially, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. They didn't capture it, but through algorithms and through equations and whatever, they approximated exactly what it would sound like. The sound that it would make.
You want me to play it?
Oh, you have it.
I think so.
Yeah, play
I have
it.
no way of like. Anyway, let's hear it.
We could even potentially find a way. We could put this into the episode. I can do that. That'll be.
We're gonna do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah.
See if you can hear it.
All right. Dude, you know what else it sounds like? Oh my god. You know what I just realized that sounds exactly
like
like?
dolphins.
It sounds like an ultrasound.
Yeah.
Dolphins. Porpoises.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
A dolphin's a fish, actually.
What?
The porpoise is the
I've
mammal.
always heard that a dolphin is a mammal.
No, it's the porpoise.
It's just a big misconception.
Wow.
Didn't realize
But
that.
that sounds like an ultrasound. It sounded exactly like
Yeah,
an
it kinda did.
ultrasound. So that made me think of another thing because sound is not supposed to exist in space.
Yeah. Because it's supposed to be like this vacuous void and things like that. But I mean, again, like how could we really know?
Yeah,
Take your
exactly.
helmet off.
We could. Yeah, but then how? I mean, sure.
Yeah, let's do that,
Like
Alex.
I've had the incredible honor of growing up and like meeting all these NASA astronauts and
Nastronauts.
scientists and shit like that. But like most people don't just meet astronauts and ask them like,
Yeah.
well, I personally haven't met an astronaut. My dad has met people at Mission Control, but you know, it's like not everybody just has that opportunity to talk to people who you know, I'm always skeptical of government, so that's why I say claim, but not everybody can just talk to these people and be like, what's it like in space? Like, again, how can we know?
Yeah.
You know?
So another thing is we know for a fact that celestial bodies do emit a very specific range of frequencies, and most of them hover around an average frequency. So most of them do ring a specific frequency.
And now we're getting into astrology, bruh.
Oh,
Like the
dude,
positioning of these frequencies imprinting on your soul, this
the
archetypal
second that
energy
it
when
emerges.
you're born. And I forgot to mention this in the alchemy episode. Did I cut you off, by the way?
No, I mean,
Okay.
dude, that's the whole show.
Because this was I didn't know if you had something like that you really
Well, I
wanted
do,
to
but
get
I'll
out.
get to it.
Okay, well, in the alchemy episode, I meant to say this, but the dimensions, the mathematic dimensions, or I should say the numerical dimensions of the Enochian keys, which was what John Dee came up with,
Yeah.
add up to the number 153, which in sacred geometry, 153 is the dimensions of the Vesica Pisces, which is a symbol that looks like a Venn diagram. And you see in a lot of Renaissance era art of Catholic saints and these deified mythological figures of standing in what looks like an almond shape, like kind of like a portal behind them. And it's actually an esoteric reference of the Vesica Pisces. This is where the image of the Pisces Jesus fish comes from.
No way.
Alex, could you pull that up? Just put like Vesica Piscis, like Jesus fish. And it actually, the dimensions of the Jesus fish, once again, the number 153 is contained within them, just like the Enochian keys. Now, the esoteric meaning of the Vesica Piscis symbolizes the cosmic doorway through which souls are born into this manifested realm.
Wow.
Also, symbolic of a lady part, which is the cosmic womb, which is the portal for souls to be born into this realm.
Yeah.
Good fucking point.
Yeah. So you take the fish and you rotate it.
That's where the Jesus fish even comes from. Oh, by the way, he, I'm pretty sure at one point in the New Testament, he caught 153 fish too.
Oh,
it's another esoteric, how they slip, sacred geometry.
Dude, it's the almond shape and a triangle.
Yeah, but it's literally like, let me just show you real quick. I'm just going to show you right now. I can find it real quick.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that makes perfect sense. And honestly, I'll be fully candid here. I never really believed in astrology until I started, honestly, until we started doing this show and learning more about frequencies and celestial bodies and the significance that has on the moment that you're born. And then finally I could say, all right, I get it now. Like it makes sense to me now because we know for a fact planets emit frequencies. We know that all of that stuff is significant. And like, yeah, the moment that you're born, it imprints on you. So it never made sense to me, but I fully get it now, and I believe it. I believe in it.
So that's the Vesica Piscis. It just looks like a Venn diagram, obviously, but
Exactly.
it's much more than that. It's a very ancient symbol.
Yeah.
Very important ancient symbol. And then you'll see like whoever created these icons that have lasted throughout the ages. The Vesica Piscis was when you turn it sideways and you get the Jesus fish out of it, and the somehow like with I don't know, what is it, trigonometry or calculus, or I'm so bad with math.
Dude, me too. It sucks. I hate
fuck,
math.
it's geometry.
Right.
when you calculate the geometry of it, it comes out to 153.
Wow.
I can't quote it off the top of my head, but it just is. It's just a fact. And so crazy reference there to what we were talking about. And like, if the celestial bodies are emitting a frequency at that moment and they're positioned in a certain way, and the frequencies, when you're coming through that cosmic portal, the doorway between, the other reality and this manifested life, and all those celestial bodies are in exactly this certain spot, and those archetypal frequencies are being imprinted on your soul, that's astrology.
For sure. And I think about it like this. Also, another interesting thing, there are 9 main solfeggio frequencies. Mm-hmm. There are 9 planets in our solar system.
Also, the 9 realms.
By the way, Pluto has been reinstated as a planet. So
as of when?
Like a year ago.
Interesting.
Nice. Yeah.
Pluto's the underworld. So Pluto's back from the underworld.
There you go.
Hades.
There you go. It died and it came back.
Came back from the underworld.
But I mean, think about it like this: like, if each one of each solfeggio frequency is associated with some sort of effect on your physical body.
Yeah.
And
supposedly like chakra systems and stuff.
Yeah. Each one kind of does a different thing, serves a different purpose. I know there's probably no way this is possible, but like, what if we measured the frequency of each planet and it lined up with the solfeggio?
Oh my God, that would be one of the most mind-blowing discoveries of all time.
That would be the nail in the coffin. That would be like, this is that.
Yeah,
like
there is an intelligent consciousness manifesting this reality.
So let's follow that thread and say, chances are each planet is probably not the exact solfeggio frequency, but who knows? But they do emit a frequency, and we know that frequencies do have an effect on our bodies. That being said, why wouldn't it be a reality that the moment that you emerge and your cord is cut from your mother, essentially that moment, you become an individual soul, an individual person. Why wouldn't the moment that you emerge, the exact position of each of those planets emitting those frequencies? Because think about it, if one planet is slightly further away in an alignment, that means that you are going to tap into less of that frequency.
Correct.
And so
from an astrology perspective.
From an astrological perspective. That's how you get each different astrological sign, because you're getting more, you're absorbing more of the frequency that whatever planets are closer are giving off in those moments. It's just like, it's crazy to think about. Like you could just go and go and go. It's a deep rabbit hole.
It's a rabbit hole, yeah.
It is a deep rabbit hole.
That's like when you start getting into the fabric of space-time and how there's consciousness hidden in every layer of reality, including the celestial bodies, the planets, the stars. That's when you kind of open that door and start knocking on the entrance to illumination, like that initiatory journey. Like you're starting to understand what's on the other side. You're now entering initiation. You don't have to go to some mystery school to be initiated into this knowledge. It's an inner knowing. When you start to understand this and accept it and realize that this shit is real and that there is an intelligent consciousness creating reality, that is the turning point when you have undergone your initiation into gnosis. But also crazy to relate to that, like there's 9 realms in Norse mythology. In the Kabbalah, the Tree of Life, the Sephirot, 9 realms. Mm-hmm. There are 9 numbers, and then everything past 10, they're just considered like repetitions of the first 9 being added, or whatever. And crazy symbolism behind the number 9. That was a great question.
That was a fantastic question. Good job, babe.
Yeah. Good job, babe. Who read that one?
Me.
Alex, you want to read one?
We're out.
Oh,
we got none left. How are we doing on time?
Yeah, that kind of worked out pretty good.
Oh shit.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
cool.
Hell yeah.
That was perfect. That was not planned.
Good shit.
Okay, cool.
That was a fun one. Next time we do a what if, we'll have both jars. We just wanted to do a little special episode for our patrons. We appreciate you so much. It really means a lot to us that you're showing support. And so yeah, we just wanted you guys to we wanted you to know that we love you.
Yeah, we love everybody. Peace, love, and light, and all that shit.
Peace, love, and light. And God damn it, if I got to tell you one more time to align your chakras, boy, I'm gonna whip your ass. Get in there.
Did you read your tarot to your mama?
Did you?
that was funny, dude.
Did
on the
you
Cosmic
meditate
Horror
today?
episode.
Are you listening to your frequencies enough, boy?
Dude, I've had people DM me like that came out weeks ago, I'm pretty sure now. I've had people DM me still saying that they can't get that line out of their head. Did you read your tarot to your mama?
Did I say that?
Yes.
I don't even remember saying that.
Yeah, dude, that shit was so
I think
funny.
I blacked out.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
All right. Hell yeah.
All right, man. Well, let's hit them up with it. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more, check out our other videos.
And before you go, don't forget to subscribe. See you next week. Peace.